Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the BNC Academy, a platform that we interview the top people and the entrepreneurs that are making it in this world, be it in the tough time or whatsoever time. And all of the people that we are bringing here is those people that you can learn something from. This is your guy, Mr. M. Dango, your entrepreneurship trainer, business coach, and Mr. Automator. So today we are in Sydney, Australia, with my friend here, Mr. Dre. How are you, my buddy?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm doing very well, man. How is Sydney today?
It's actually Brisbane, but
oh, okay.
Brisbane's but Brisbane's about an hour and a half like north of Sydney, but it's a beautiful day, like nice and sunny.
Not an issue. Oh, wow. You know, I do have a lot of people that I know that are actually in Sydney. So, yeah, so Sydney keep on ringing in my mind. But anyway, so, so tell me, how are you doing it that side? And can you please tell us who is Dre? And who is Dre? What does he do? And what defines you and sort of stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, so my background's in recruitment and sales, and the way that I fell into recruitment, so you probably might be a little bit of a shock, but I've been in sales for about 20 years. I fell into recruitment for the last, I'm going to say probably maybe about 10 years. I've always wanted to own my own business and be my own boss and make an impact in the world. So what I've done, so with recruitment, I've worked out recruitment and sales. I absolutely love like people and relationships. And what I'm very good at is like helping people, coaching people in that recruitment like process. The bit that I love is the interview process. So I've written a book, which is called The #1 Interview Playbook. And that's a clever guide to help you win your next job as well. So I've interviewed thousands of people, so from school students all the way up to directors of multinational companies. And the common problem that I've found is that what prevents people from securing that next role is fear of being rejected, a lack of self-belief and confidence, not being prepared for your interview, not also being personable, and just being sort of like crippled by like nerves and being anxious that you're not able to perform on the day. So I'm absolutely passionate about what I do. I want to help 100,000 people kickstart their career by the end of 2023, and once I do that, I'm gonna 10x that to 1 million. Probably a few other things that quite a few people do know about me. So I love football. And when I say football, I mean the game with the round ball. So lots of people in Australia, they call football soccer. And I absolutely love like dad jokes as well.
Mr. Dead Job. I think I'm going to call him Mr. Dead Job. Yeah. So tell me something here. First of all, before we go to interview, right? Before we go to interviewing employees and sort of stuff, can you tell me how important is or what benefit does it bring to a business owner if he or she does have a good team? So why is it important for an employer to employ a good team in their business?
Okay, so great question. So what you've got to think about, so when a company is going to hire someone, they're looking for someone so there's two reasons. So first, they're looking for someone to solve an issue, a problem, or a challenge, or even help with the growth of the company. So that could be marketing or sales. And when you take someone on, when you hire someone, it comes down to the know, like, and trust factor. So people, once they know you, once they like you, once they trust you, that's when you'll either buy a product or a service or you'll hire someone. And then people are going to base their decision on emotion, and then they're going to validate that with logic. So say, for instance, I've just hired someone. then, you know, I'll be like, yes, they tick that box. Yeah, they communicate well. Yeah, they tick that box. However, they don't have this particular thing, but, you know, they can possibly, you know, they're a quick learner, so they'll be able to pick it up. So that's what they're going to be going through in their brain. So the interviewer, or the interviewee, sorry, is going to be trying to effectively communicate their value and articulate their skills and knowledge and experience and their achievements. So from an employer's point of view, what they've got to be thinking is this person coachable? Am I going to be able to train them up to what I want them to be? Are they going to be loyal? Are they going to stick around? So for a company to take someone on, it's very time consuming and very expensive. So it's an investment as well. Other things that they're going to be looking for is whether they're going to be able to fit into the team as well. And, you know, whether they're going to be, whether they're going to be worth it. So that's what I'd say. I'm not sure, did I answer your question there? I think I'll probably just...
You answered it partially, but also the other main part is why is it important for me as a business owner to have the right team on my side?
Because as I was saying before, just feeds back into before. It's going to cost you money in the right end. So you want people that are aligned. So I think your mission, the company's mission, the company's vision, and the company's values have to be sort of aligned to that individual, or you all need to be going in the same direction. So there's harmony. If there's not, then that's when there's problems are going to rise as well. So if you've got a goal, you want to get there a lot quicker. So you need to have the right team and the right members. And it's so important to have people that, if they're not at that level that you want, like when you employ them, that they are, as I was saying before, that they are coachable, they can upskill, and they can be a valuable member of the team, and hopefully they'll be able to stick around. So most people on average stick around in a company for probably about 3 years, and then they're going to move on to their next opportunity. But if you've got someone that will stay for, I guess in the old days, it used to be, you know, like 10 years, 20 years, then that would be great. So company culture is extremely important in finding that right fit.
Wow, that's so great. Yeah, because you know, so many people, they just interview. I mean, some people, they just hire people because of either the emotions or simply because they like somebody or whatsoever. But this person is really not a fit. And if you just dive into getting people in your business, it also gonna cost you, especially on the money side. Because there won't be production, there won't be progress in the business as well. Wow, that's so important. So let's now go to the interview part, because this is the part that I know you are so passionate about, right? You're so passionate about. So so let's go there. So the interviewer, what are some of the key things that they are supposed to look for in the potential employee?
And so you're talking about the interviewer, what they should be looking for the interviewee?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So that's a great question. So if we take it down to the basics, that what you want to have a look for. So on their resume, so when you've got their resume, that what they're actually verbalizing and communicating to you actually like adds up. Because there are quite a few people that do lie on their resume. So you want someone, that knows their resume inside out and that can effectively communicate that. So you want to make sure that the dates on their resume match up to what's on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Another great tip for employers is doing your research on the person that you're interviewing. So make sure that you look at LinkedIn, have a look at their LinkedIn profile, do a Google search as well. So I'm not sure if people use Google or if you use Bing, but type them into Google, see what comes up, like images and what other information, and make sure you research that. Also look at social media. So look at Facebook. That's a big one. So you can see if there's someone that has, I don't know, maybe got some pictures. So if you're a culture that doesn't drink or smoke, or you're probably a bit more professional. I know people have got their own sort of vices that they have. That you don't want to have, I guess, someone that's got like a profile picture of them like smoking and drinking, and because they're representing your brand, your company brand, and that's, I guess it depends what it is, but that's, you don't want that. So research is very important as well. Also, I love this tip as well. So there's a website called Glassdoor. Okay. So Glassdoor is, so if I was an interviewee, I'd type into Glassdoor the name of the company, and then I'd get anonymous reviews that would come up. So you'd have people that had written reviews that are either currently working at that company or they've previously left. And when you're looking at that, you can kind of see what people are actually saying about your company as well. So if the information is negative, then there may be something that you might need to change, or that person just might have maybe like an issue. They were having like a bad day or something. If they tried to get a pay rise and you said no. Other things that you can look for in the interview as well is like how people answer like their questions, and also their body language. So you can tell if someone isn't very confident because they're coming into the interview like that. And if they're going to be like a salesperson or maybe a marketing person, then you're going to want someone that's going to stand up straight, be a lot more confident, and be able to deliver and communicate that as well. There's also telltale signs, like say if they're trying to gather information from the past, then they're going to look up to the left. But if they're thinking about the future, or possibly, I'm not going to say that they're lying, but they're going to be either thinking about the future, or they're going to be thinking about maybe coming up with something, then they're going to look up to the right. So that's a great telltale sign as well. And let me just give you, and I'm going on, let me just give you one more. The last one is building rapport, building a relationship with someone. So there's a thing called mirror and matching. So this is what I teach my interviewees to do, to mirror, to match. So mirroring is a simultaneous copying of another person's behavior. So say, for instance, if you were to raise your arm, I'd raise my arm at the same time. Or if I was going to match you, you'd raise your arm, and then I'd leave a few second delay and then raise my arm as well. So that's probably quite extreme. But where I'm going with this is that, say we're together, we're having like maybe a face-to-face interview. I'm the employer, you're the interviewee. We've both got our legs crossed. This is just an example in the interviewer. And then I'm trying to see if we're in rapport. So I'm going to uncross my legs. And if you uncross your legs, like very close to when I do it, then that means we're in rapport, and we can start to build a stronger relationship as well.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting, because you also spoke about when they look to the right, when they look to the left, when they scratch themselves. Because I was actually going to ask you about the body language, like how important it is for an interviewer to read the body language of the interviewee, because a lot can happen in the body language, and you can read everything just by looking at their facial expression or the way they're acting.
Yeah, and I think because what you said about touching the nose and touching the face as well, that's a good telltale sign. And I think we also get a feeling, so we know when we're with someone, so we can sort of feel their energy. And like sometimes we know that something's not quite right, or there's something that we're not keen on the person, but sometimes we will make the decision, all right, I'm just going to give this person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're a bit nervous, because when people go into interviews, especially if there's a panel. That's probably the most nerve-wracking and intimidating thing as well. So it's yeah, body language is what they say it's 93%. With your body language and your tone of voice makes up 93% of communication.
Wow, that's so amazing. You know, because if we are just to dive in a body language only, it's actually a very big lesson on its own. Yeah, because because I was reading that one. That was talking of the blinking. Like if somebody, because we have got the natural blinkers, the people that just blink so fast, and then the others that might blink fast because of being they are nervous, and then the other, when you see them lying, they started blinking so fast, and then you know that, oh, yeah, there's a problem. Yeah, so tell me, so yeah, you spoke about the LinkedIn and the social media, but I was actually going there that how important to keep your I can say your social media platforms so clean, especially because right now everybody that is looking for an employee or for somebody to actually employ, they also check on LinkedIn. And some companies, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, then you are not going to be employed. You're not going to get any job there, right? You know, but there are people that no, it's social media, so I need to go there and socialize, not knowing that I, as a company owner, myself and my company, we also have got our own standards. Like we don't smoke, we don't do this, we don't go live, we do this, we do that. And if you are something else, then sorry, we are not willing to compromise on our own values as a company, because if we compromise on those values, then we are not having problems, you know. Yeah, it's actually going to tarnish our image. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. So what you're saying on there, so it's so important for the employee, but what employers need to remember is that the people that are going into interviews, they're researching the companies and they're thinking, is this actually a company that I want to work for? So if the employer, if their profile, their company profile, even their personal profile, so people could be like researching and think, okay, there's something I don't really like there. Maybe this is not a company that I want to actually, like apply for as well. So it works both ways.
Yeah, yeah, I know it works both ways. Thank you so much for that. And can you tell us more about your book? Can you tell us more about actually what's in your book, and then and also where can we get it as well? Because I know nowadays you can buy a book from everywhere in the world, and your own book, I understand it's really addressing some of the key factors, some of the key problems that each and every business is facing, like of hiring wrong people, of having wrong team, doing conducting interviews wrongly, you know. Yeah, not doing things the right way, the way that they were supposed to do, you know. Yeah, so can you please tell us about your
I can actually show you as well. It's been I'm actually in the process of writing another one. I'm not sure if you can see that properly.
Yes,
it's called
the
number one interview. Yeah, the number one interview playbook. And I guess like for the employer's perspective, it's got, I don't know, I think almost like 200 interview questions that they could actually use. So if they're struggling for questions, so you've got about 10 or 11 common interview questions, and there's additional questions that people can, that employers can ask as well. With the book, it's available in I think almost everywhere. So the cheapest place to buy it would be either off my website. You can get like a PDF version, or if you wanted the actual copy, I know Barnes and Noble, they sell it for, in Australian, about $12.99. So I'm not sure what that would be converted to, for you guys.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So the book is actually on your website as well, right?
Yeah, so you can go to my like DreMcLaughlin.com.
Yes, I know. So actually, I'm gonna put it down there. We'll put it down there. Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
In the
awesome.
description. Okay.
Awesome. And I think you can.
Yes, yeah. You were saying?
And also, like my website, my business website is jobsearchqld.com as well. So we'll grab it there.
Great. So there you have it, some of the tips that you really need to actually develop, both as an employee and also as an employer. Especially if you are a job seeker or if you are looking to employ people. Dre is your guy. Dre is your guy. He can give you all of the things that you really need to understand and things that you really need to know, like how to prepare an interview, how to actually interview itself, and how to find the right people. Because if your company doesn't have the right people, then I'm sorry, your company will just gonna go down, the production will be very slow, customer service will be very slow, it will be very, very bad actually. And once your customer service and your production is not good, then your money also, it will be unfortunately very bad. So thank you so much, brother, for sharing such.
Yeah, no, thank you, bro.
Thank you so
Yeah, I
much.
appreciate you. Yeah.
Please stay safe during this COVID. Yeah, stay safe.
Yeah.
We still need to learn more because remember, the market is changing every time. So we still need you to study and tell us what are we supposed to do. Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Enjoy.